So picture this. It's closing day. Everyone is excited and ready to go. Willing buyer, willing seller, and we're all excited to get this deal closed. So the first question is, when do I get the keys to the property? Well, typically what happens is a buyer will close on the transaction first because we need that buyer's money to fund to the seller and we have to transfer title. So everyone sits down. Typically it's going to be two separate times. The buyer will sign first and then the seller will sign. Once we have both parties executed documents, the lender, if there is one, will release the funds to the title company. The title company is like a third party neutral party to disperse the funds. So once the lender has given approval to disperse, the title company can release the funds to the seller, and then the seller, if they're buying another property, can transfer those funds to that property. So what happens is a lot of times people get confused about possession. When can I actually have the keys and start moving my stuff in? Typically, if there's not a delayed occupancy, you can take possession after that money has flowed. So we don't want to give keys until we know all the money has cleared the title company and the seller has received their proceeds. Now, that's why in a lot of cases, the seller, if they are occupying the property, sometimes if they're not, will say, I do not want any keys delivered and the possession not to be delivered to the buyer until I receive all my funds. So that's why they'll ask for 1 or 2 days delayed occupancy on a property whenever we close. So closing isn't just when you sit down and sign the papers, it's when the money funds. Typically, we can get it all done in one day. Sometimes if there's a late closing, say a buyer can't close till 4 o'clock, and then the seller closes at 4:30 or 5, then the money might not flow until the next day, the next business day. So that's why we always want to make sure that buyers don't take possession of a property too soon. That we want the seller to have their money and all the documents be executed. As always, if you have questions about this process, please reach out. I'm here to help.